You're listening to the Comic Crusaders Podcast. I am your host, Al Mega, CEO of Comic Crusaders and Undercover Capes. In this show, I'm sitting down with creators from all walks of life to talk about inspiration, process, the lessons they've learned, and a whole lot more. What up, man? This is your boy Al Mega. Welcome to a brand new Comic Crusaders podcast. And today we have amazing guests, return guests at that. But this is a team up. This is a dynamic dude today that we got, baby. Let me introduce first a fellow Crusader turned publisher. He's a writer. He's a monster. He's a beast of the independent community in the UK and across the world. The one, the only, the mighty Paul Hades. Hayden, how you doing, my
dude? Man? Oh man, thanks for having us. It's good seeing you, man. It's good seeing you.
Yeah, likewise, brother. And let me introduce next up, man. He works with my man Sam Fera. All about duty, man. They got a dope little podcast in the mornings where you drink some coffee and talk comics, which I invade sometimes and make them laugh with my nonsense. But he's an amazing creator that I also met in person recently. He is extremely creative. It's all about Get Your Meds, the one, the only, on him, Medina. And do we see him on screen? Because, well, he's apparently frozen. Now we have a black screen. Jorge, if you're around, please come back. But while we wait for Jorge, let me try this again. Kaboom. No. Jorge's in the black screen of death right now, unfortunately. So while we wait for Jorge to return, the things of life, folks, this is what happens. It's amazing.
Damn right.
So, Paul, man, how you been? Otherwise, please talk to me about the adventures of ASAP Imagination since last you've been on.
Oh, God, so much, man. So much. And thanks for having us back on, man.
Definitely, brother. You family, man, and your journey is incredible. It's nice to see, the journey of a young publisher, from very startup, because that's when we started talking from the very beginning, and to see this continued journey and growth. I feel like this is one of those PBS specials every 6 months we get together to see how much you've grown.
Honestly, it's been crazy, isn't it? Because I mean, I can go back to when it started and we did the pod, and it was a book and a comic, and that was the beginning of it all. And now we're 3 platforms strong, them. Thank you. Dude.
Yeah, don't worry. We're gonna do a calendar for you soon. The ASAP calendar, with ASAP creators and podcast hosts, and I'll be there. I'll take April if you don't mind.
Yeah, on September. But but then it's like so we last year,
LA in the house.
Hey, we from May of last year we were doing 1 a month of our own stuff. So we OPSEC.
1 a month. Look at that.
We started with that. And then from that point, we were literally like one of our own a month. So now we've got the 3 platforms. So it's the Our World platform where it's just our own stories. We've got 6 or 7 titles now, as well as the book that we started with. We've obviously we've expanded onto the merch, and we've actually got new things in. So, and then obviously the Anyone World opened up, and now we've opened that up to digital, full digital platform as well. So it's not just. So we do publishing, so we'll publish for people for their books and do their merch and so on and so forth. And then on top of that, what we've now done is we've opened it as a digital platform for people. So if that's what they want, a bit more exposure on their stuff, if they self-promote, self-publish, or if they're a publisher themselves, we've opened the Anyone World that they can do digital downloads and stuff like that. So we've opened it up for that as well, mate.
How was that learning curve for you, building that? You're a genius. You're a mastermind. You stay up late. You sleep 2 hours a day. You sleep upside down, from what I've heard. Like, what's going on, bro?
I don't get much sleep. It's been the whole thing's been a great learning curve. Sort of when we first launched ASAP, we were obviously putting it through like recognized platforms that existed, on the Amazon side and things like that. But when we figured out we could do a lot of these things ourselves, it would take them out of the equation, and obviously, it was much easier on us, much easier for people who published through us, because they were able to keep more. We were able to give them more than would have been the case.
More and
yeah, exactly, yeah, and learning how to do digital downloads was fine, and then obviously we've been learning how to do bundles and all that kind of stuff. And it's dude, it's honestly, it's been a blast. It's been long hours, and you know yourself, man, you put in the hours for this, you know, but it's always worth it, always.
Excellent. So, and talking about building a new team too, because apparently, the onboarding of a hell of a amount of new creators, especially one that someone that's coming back on right now. Paul got scared
Hey.
of black screen. He said, "Oh my God!" Now, don't you worry. I may flash in and out, but guess who's here? Now you could get your meds for real. The one and only Mr. Jorge Medina. He is
Hey. And he's back.
My computer got shy on me. I don't know what happened, man. The thing just shut down.
It really froze on you. It said, "Hell no, Jorge, not with this MFer."
Not up in here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man. I think that's just my my Mac telling me it's time for a new one or something. I don't know.
Oh, it's a Mac. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm the anti-Apple. No, that's it. Leave me alone,
not
folks.
the best advert for Apple.
Yeah, it's all right, man. They ain't giving me money anyway, and I don't want their money. I don't like their product. That shit be dying on me. I'm good. It's just as whack as Windows, folks. Don't be listening to them. All right.
But sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Sorry to interrupt.
Right. But you know what? Your timing is absolutely impeccable.
Awesome.
Because I had just asked them, how is it with the onboarding of new creators? And here you popped into the chat. So I'll let Hades answer that and then talk about your onboarding journey. And it looks like he froze again. I hope not. He may have.
Can you hear me?
I could hear you.
You look like a great ventriloquist, to be honest with you, at the minute, mate.
There I am. I'm back.
There you go.
Oh, there you. Now you're moving, bro. You know what? Just stay still. Mac, yeah. It's the AI. It doesn't want a whole head to move. It's a racist. I go say, wait a minute, Latino on the screen. Hold on. I don't think I want to work right now. All right. So, Paul, talk about that. The onboarding of new creators onto the brand and growing that. How's that journey, felt like for you? And is it an easy task?
Yeah, it's been brilliant. Like, it's not always like 100% easy, because obviously it's making sure that like over on the Any1 world that we're meeting the needs of what people may want. So when we're onboarding people in that sense, it's making sure that they're getting everything that they need from us. So we've now put it into like 3 categories. So it's like digital download, digital and print, and then the whole goddamn kit and caboodle, digital print and merch. And it's like,
nice.
Those are the 3 kind of categories in which we can help. And then on the kind of our world side, we've now got, what I tend to do for the artists is, if possible, we sign them up for like a 4-issue deal. So there's consistent work, but also we have consistency in the art as well. So a story will be told, hopefully for, 3-4 issues through the same artist, and give it that kind of lovely look of consistency. And then as it grew, and I knew that obviously I was getting busier on the side of doing the marketing and the sales and so on and so forth, and we'd already got Laurie obviously as EIC, and she's writing Sister Grimm, and then we've got Nem obviously doing OPSEC, but obviously he's got his book out, Long Game, on the Any1 world, and he's doing his Rain Cross Press stuff. The one night, me and Laurie having a conversation about, a new writer, and we need to bring some new blood in, and literally both of us went, George, and it was just like, and then I messaged you the next day, mate, was it? I think. Yeah. And then it was like, hey, do you fancy coming in and doing some writing on this? And luckily he said yes, so we added him to the group picture that was drawn by one of our artists, and and now here he is. It's great.
So do you remember the bromance just like that? Did he wine and dine you, or was it just like that? He just slid into the DMs and that was it.
You know what? I think Mr. Hades is somebody, he's about the long game. You know what I mean? He doesn't just, it's like he butters you up. He does his thing. He's a wine and dine kind of guy.
Yeah, Hades is a chef, just like saying himself. Let me tell you.
Nah, man, it was good, man. It was something that, it's funny because we met through a podcast. We did an interview. Oh, thanks, Lord. he was on our podcast, had an interview with him, really had a good rapport right off the bat, dude. It was like something that it was just boom, natural. We just clicked. So when he asked me to do this, dude, it was like a no-brainer. And I've read a lot of the stuff that they've put out, and all of that stuff is quality. I was like, yeah, dude, I'd totally be, love to do this. Because we had just finished writing, I had just finished writing the 10 pages for animatronics. And so so that's how that came about. And then Lori obviously is the editor on that book, and so she kind of saw the pages that I had written, and I guess that's the conversation came to that. And he hit me up, said, George, you want to? Originally it was for another book, which we're still working on the logistics of that. And but now it's a new book, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
And how do you feel about this, or the growth of independent now, and your journey in the independent community since your onset, and these type of opportunities? How does that make you feel as an independent creator?
I've been doing this since the early 2000s, right? Where there weren't too many people taking the chances that somebody like Hades takes, somebody like even my small publisher, James DeSantis and Darkfire Press. There weren't too many guys willing to take on other indies to publish because they were trying to figure it out themselves. So to see that we've gone from, fearless individuals who want to put out their own stuff individually, publish it, do all of it, to now saying, you know what? Those people also saying, hey, maybe I can take on somebody and say, maybe I can help them along the journey of publishing these books, getting them out there. I think it's a great thing, man. I think it's going to continue. I just think the way that the big two are going about it, even with crowdfunding, platforms, I think it's just going to continue to develop, and we're going to continue evolving. Well, we don't need necessarily the big guys, the big twos, the big threes to get us out there.
So talk about that. So what's important then? Do you feel in that evolution for the independent community? What's one of the key things you guys think to continue evolving as a community?
For me, since obviously, Al, I've known you for 3 years now. It's that sense.
It feels like longer.
Yeah. It's three in most of the change. But no,
he didn't have a beard when I met him. Now look at that.
Yeah.
It's just to the middle of his stomach,
Yeah. But no, I think it's one of those things where it sounds cliche, but it really is that sense of togetherness. It's like I'll look after you, you look after me, we'll do this. Little things. Like, so for example, when we first started and we came out with our book and Messiah, and we came on the show, one of the things that people will notice straight away if they go back and watch that show, which is in our list, on our playlist, on our site, go right back to the beginning. First interview we did was with Mr. Mega there. But if you look, so when I opened the book and I flicked through it and was showing the book on camera, back page, it's an advert for Comic Crusaders. And it's still that to this day. So they're still going out with that ad in the back. And again, it's that thing that it's not a selfish industry, really. We want to help each other out, and it's you lift and you lift together. So it really is that sense. Yeah.
Do you agree with those things coming from that creator, side and journey?
I agree, man. I think that's a big part of it. I think another part of it, if we want to continue to evolve, is I think we have to continue to put out good stories. I think we can't neglect the importance of a very good story, because that's what's going to give us credibility with people picking up these books. I think it's great for us to have the camaraderie and to help each other out. But I think that we still need those stories to be top notch, art, not just art, but stories, like the writing.
Yes.
The writing has to be top notch, because there are tons of incredible artists out there, dude. There are so many incredible artists. But I think that, I say this all the time. I said it last night on the show. I think a great artwork will sell you the first book. A great story will make you come back for the
series. It'll sell you to run. Absolutely. That's what I'm all about. Like the artwork, no disrespect to artists. I love seeing beautiful art. But listen, you got hooked me with, I have to care. Not through art, but through these words, like through these characters reach me, through these personalities reach me. And if this writing is not effective, I can't collect the run.
Right. Right. And so I think that that's important in the evolution. And I think we have evolved as creators from the time when I started, like I told you, late like in the early 2000s to now.
Yeah, man.
The stories and the artwork have evolved to the point where it looks professional. It is professional.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
It's the
It's a
big league.
whole,
The internet changed the
oh
game, and
yeah.
it's wonderful. And this is why I wanted to bring this up. This thing about community, because you guys, Hades over here, the mastermind once again, has come up
Yeah.
with a wonderful concept. Let me first show the YouTube promo. It's really short, folks. Then we're gonna get into the conversation about creating this community. That togetherness. To hopefully lead you into that greatness. All right, let's get it.
नजरिया लागे नहीं कहीं ओ नजरिया
With power, the globalindiegroup.com, aka Gig, G-I-G. Folks, please check out that amazing website. Links are definitely below. All right, of course, you just visit the website. More info, sign up. We're about to learn what this is all about right now from the brain himself. You know what I mean? Let's get it done, Mr. Hades. The
Wow,
floor
Jesus.
is yours right now. Yeah, I'll put you up there, but thank God you dyed the beard this weekend. So, talk about the creation of Gig. What is Gig? When does this seed even get born in your head, if you will?
So the seed was last November. It kind of popped in my head. So I think the Anyone World was like a precursor for this, because with the Anyone World, when we were offering certain things to help people get published, it was more things under one roof. So they could come to us and say, I've got a completed book, concept, so on and so forth, or I've got a comic idea, and I don't know about an artist and things like that. So we were trying to find ways through the Anyone World to offer that to them and help get them to achieve what they wanted to achieve, whether it be book or comic or etc. And so it was like, okay. And then in my head, I was like, what about if that was on a larger scale? What about if that was on a bigger scale? And then I thought, no, I'm busy at the moment. Like, I need to figure this out. And then all of a sudden the words gig dropped in my head. And then it's like, once you've named something, and you go, oh God, no, I have to now. So I started to piece it together to see if it was plausible, if it was possible. And then when I found out that it was something that could be achieved, that's when I started reaching out to people. Obviously yourself in there as well. I started to reach out to people. And the idea behind Gig is it's a place that people can comfortably find what they need to achieve. So you could join Gig with conception of idea, and within Gig you could find a writer, an editor, artist if it's a comic book, a publisher. You can find crowdfunding, you can find training. You find all
training,
of these things.
What do you mean training? I mean, I'm to put up a class in that mofo.
Yeah. Well, there's a wonderful guy called Morgan Quaid who is a very
is great. Yeah.
Very clever guy. So he's able to help people and do training with writing and so on and so forth. But also talk to people about like training to help you on crowdfunding and things like that. So it's everything you need. And then when you're ready to promote and push what you've got, podcasts. And obviously that's where yourself and like Catch the Craze and stuff come in. So you can literally go from I've got an idea to I've created my idea, I've given my idea quality, because that's the point as well that George was trying to make. So the quality in writers, editors, which are the unsung heroes of everything that we do.
Yes.
That, I've got an artist. I've managed to crowdfund this. I've learned how to crowdfund this. There's a section for reviews, so I've got people
nice.
to review my book as well.
So reviewers could also sign up
yeah.
from different websites, that are
Yeah,
interested. Okay.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, in the reviewers is yourself is in there, and podcasts you're in there as well. So, and that's the thing is, a lot of the times, people don't realize that they can get more than one thing. So, which is great. So they can do
full
that.
service on gig.
Yeah, and they can do it with comfort. And the reason I say that is sometimes, and we've all been there, and I've been there, that I've been looking for an artist, or I've been looking for someone to do something to, whether it's edit or help me market or whatnot. And there's an awful lot of noise, and there are an awful lot of bots, and there are an awful lot of scammers, and it muddies the water. With this, we've vetted everyone that is on there, and obviously, the team behind all of that is me, Laurie, and George.
There we go. Yeah. All right. So let me get over to George. Well, talk about it. How do you feel, being involved in such a wonderful resource? Why did you had this back in the early 2000s coming on?
Exactly. I mean, I think it's that one-stop shopping. It's that place where you could just, if I right now came up with an idea, but I'm not the most prolific writer, but I want something good out there, I just log on to this website. I look for my writer. I look for my editor. I look for my artist, and it's all in one stop. And I think that sometimes that's what stops us from creating is the roadblocks that we, especially because a lot of us don't do this full time. A lot of us are doing this, we have a full-time job until this hits, and then maybe we can quit that full-time job and do this. So
that's the hope for everybody.
right. So when we hit that roadblock, we tend to kind of stop, and then that story or that idea sits for years. Now, if you have that idea right now, you can do something about it. And it's as simple as just signing up to this website and having all of that at your disposal for what, $5.99, which I've heard
that's a bargain.
Yeah, it's like nothing. It's like a cup of coffee nowadays.
That's less than Netflix, and Netflix just dumbs you down. Here you're getting an actual resource,
right?
Exactly.
To empower.
Yes, and you're building your own community. You're building your team. And you're being motivated to continue to
build a team at $6.99 a month. That ain't nothing. I gladly spend that to build a team. If I'm doing a book, heck yeah. And again, especially if they've been look through and make sure they're quality and not going to be flakes like cornflakes,
Correct. And that's the other thing. And the thing about the $5.99 cost is that you're not the only one paying it. The people that are there, the artists, the writers, they're also paying that. So that means that everybody's got an investment in what they're doing. So these people want to be there. So if you reach out to them, they're not going to brush you off. They're not going to answer your emails or your texts.
They're looking for the work.
They're looking for it, right? Because they're there. They're looking for it. So when they see that come through, automatically you're going to get a response, which sometimes also happens. You may go. You can find somebody on Instagram for sure, but you may send that message today, and you may not get a response for another 6 months.
Yeah, and that's the one you want to work with.
Yeah, right. Because
that's already like honestly, it amazes me how people will get happy. Oh, after 6 weeks they responded. You think that's a good thing? Are you nuts?
Yeah.
As a creator, how do you feel about that? Like, to you, what's a good turnaround time in response?
I think at most maybe a week. You know what I mean? I understand sometimes things happen, life happens. People
is there follow up in that week? I just want to know your hustle. So you communicate with me. You're looking for me to work with, right? Now you send me the initial contact. Now, are you waiting the week before follow up, or you giving me a week to communicate back?
I'm giving you a week. You know why? Because in that week, I'm also looking for somebody else. I'm not just sitting back. I'm not just sitting back waiting for you to respond. Because if you
he's out there, he goes, bro, I'm good. I don't need you. I mean, I'm just taking you.
You got to keep it moving.
He's telling me right now.
You got to keep it moving. You got to go.
The hustler spirit, baby.
Yeah, you got to go. You can't just sit on that. Because
folks, this is realness.
Yeah. No, you have to. So I'm looking. So I'm doing something else. If you respond in a week, I get a response from you. Well, now I have options. Now I can see. Okay, well, I have this guy. Let me see what you have. And now I can really, I may even have another story that I may want you to work on. Now I got 2 artists I can work with. You know what I mean? So like,
All right.
I think that that's part of it. And
So
that's,
as
I
a
think that that's the mentality you got to
so
have.
from a creative perspective, from when you meet someone to when you make the decision to say, okay, I think I vibe.
Mhm.
What's that feel time like, in a sense? An average, if you will.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I think it varies. I
Yeah, it
think that
varies. I
yeah,
understand that.
yeah.
Absolutely do.
And I think honestly, I think it also depends on your personality, on the kind of person you are. If you're
Okay.
kind of that person that just bam, I have a feeling, I'm going for it. You may do that in a few days. It's nothing.
Done.
I'm writing
Yeah.
up that contract and I'm sending it to you. If you're the type of person that likes to kind of weigh out their options, it may take a little longer. But see, the beauty of this is that you're in control of that.
Love it. Through
You know,
gig, you're in
you,
control. They hit you,
you
but just be
yes,
kind enough to respond, please.
absolutely,
That's part of the
absolutely.
that's part of the whole gig, baby. You get
and,
it?
and
Yeah.
listen,
Hey.
and it goes both ways because if I'm sending these messages out and you respond to me and I haven't responded to you back and now that person's gone, don't blame gig. That's on
Oh yeah,
you. You didn't make the
absolutely.
move. You didn't make.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I lost this artist because no, you lost the artist because you didn't make the move you
Because
needed to make at
you're
the time.
not looking. Listen, you make the
Yeah,
investment.
yeah,
Make
yeah.
make it worth your time. Because I think this is
Exactly.
so worthy, yo, for real.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, big
So
time.
so so Paul, how are we looking up with signups thus far? What are we looking for here with gig? How is it going so
It's
far?
going well. Yeah, no, it's going really well, mate. And I think part of the reason for that is so because when we launched it, one of the things was that people who were on board, again, such as yourself and obviously George and various others, were very kind enough to, kind of put it out there and help us promote. But not only that, it's going well because we've been particularly real with it. We've literally turned around and said, this is as basic as it is. It's $5.99 a month. This is what you can get. Um, the other thing I think that people have found appealing is we take nothing off the top of any deals. We take nothing. So
Nice.
if you find an artist and you say, right, I don't know, argument's sake, $250 for this piece of artwork,
Hmm.
that goes to the artist and the artist alone. We take nothing off the top. There's no
Nice.
4.5% for us. The deals are
Oh,
done
oh, look
outside.
at that. Yeah, so you're not like
Yeah,
eBay with listing fees and then selling fees and then
no,
tax fees and
no.
packaging fees. I'm like, damn, you didn't even give me the package. What the fuck you talking about? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no,
Look, you see, folks, the independent spirit. You're already paying them for the access. That's enough. Now build upon and make that money through them. Oh
yeah,
my God. That's a game changer, Paul. Because everybody
Thank you.
wants a piece.
Yeah.
Why? Why in your
yeah.
mind did you decide to go that route and be more helpful to the independent community?
I understand how it is to try to
Hey,
budget.
Crystal
And
loves it. Look at this.
Thanks, Crystal.
thanks, Crystal. It's one of those things where I've had to sit and budget, and certainly, I've sat with Laurie and we've gone over the budget of what we want to do, and you get to a point where it's like this is fucking hard, and you see people who are crowdfunding and they're busting their balls to kind of get it done. There's no need to add unnecessary costs for that. You know, the $5.99 is enough. As again, you say you pay that for Netflix. Well, that's enough for us to maintain the site, keep it going. We've got some other plans of things that we want to do through Gig to showcase the artist, which we'll kind of be unveiling in the next kind of hopefully month. But I don't feel the need to add to people's pressure.
Wonderful.
This is
Look at that.
this is about making your dreams come true, not not adding in a nightmare to it by paying extra things.
Yeah, baby. There you see, look at that Hades. Even though he has that crazy ass name, he's an absolute angel, apparently. You know what I mean? All about helping the independent community and making sure that you guys soar to new heights. You know what I mean? Together. I love this. This is how, I met Paul, and, Paul knew me exactly as this, trying to be glue. And I love that he's also trying to be this super glue, that gorilla glue, all the way from the UK, and helping people worldwide, because you do have a
Yeah.
worldwide team too. On
Mhm.
top of that,
Yeah,
I mean,
God, yeah.
talk about the countries you've hit thus far creatively.
About the what? Sorry.
The countries you've hit thus far creatively, right? 'Cause you
Oh
got
God.
guys in the States, out there
Yeah.
in UK, right? I believe an African creator, no? But one of the
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah. So we got obviously Laura's in Canada, George's US, Nem's in the US. We've got people in Argentina.
Okay,
Like
good.
a good chunk of our artists are from Argentina. I
Ooh.
absolutely love them. They're fantastic as well. And we've got new artists from Mexico, and then on like the Anyone World side, we've Tokyo, Australia, Abu
Whoa.
Dhabi, all these different places. Uh, to add to his pleasure. But yeah, and it's been incredible to have, like, literally you jump on these calls and you have these conversations with people a world away, and to help, whether it's through Anyone World and ASAP, or whether it's through Gig, and to connect, and it's bloody brilliant. Like it's fantastic, and it's one of those things as well where you can do a lot in a short time once you've got the right people in the right place and the right resources, and the people who are like-minded, and again, it's like, the relationship that I have with you is, we've known each other, like I say, 3 and change, but in that time, I've written reviews for Comic Crusaders, I've been on podcasts with you, and all that kind of stuff.
You've had
Then
fun.
we've had a lot of fun, man, and then you've helped lift. I hope I've returned the favor by putting, in the
Oh,
comics. And again,
absolutely.
it's
There's
that
what I
thing.
love, man. I'm here to
Yeah,
nurture, and then when people give back, I want to cry. No one doesn't
yeah,
have to give back to us, for real. I do this because I enjoy doing it. And
exactly.
I love being part of the creative journey, and being able to just be part of the story. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
when I
exactly.
see you guys get an Academy Award or Emmys or some Harvey Awards or whatever, I want to be able to, like, yo, they used to work with me. Oh, I interviewed him. You know what I mean? It's like I wouldn't. What? I don't know. I would be like a proud Papa Bear, man. What? And it's, look,
Mhm.
LA right there talking business. Two of the main barriers to making comics here are not knowing how to start and the cost.
Yeah,
Gig is where
yeah.
to start, and it has solutions for figuring out how to break down the cost barrier. Oh,
Right.
snap. LA with that marketing game, baby.
Yeah,
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 and she's babysitting right now too. On top of it, so she's probably
yeah, yeah.
typing with one finger, writing a book, and and just going. You know what I'm saying? A
Yeah,
salute, a big salute
yeah.
to Glory. She's
Oh,
definitely been an
she's
amazing
She's
amazing.
awesome.
help to Paul. I
Yeah.
know that he always
Oh,
reminds me
yeah,
how awesome Laurie is. So
Yeah, she
yes,
really
yes.
is.
it's always
She
great to
Fantastic.
really
have a
is.
wonderful ally like that
Yeah, no,
in the business.
100%. And that's it. And the thing is, like I said, it's like, the thing is, it's people don't have to return the favor. That's the beauty of what we do. We
Ooh,
choose to.
wait,
Speaking of the word,
Paul, talk about this. Wait a
oh,
minute. Wait a minute. Did you not talk about this?
I did not know this.
What?
Breaking news
What?
right now.
Breaking news! Ding 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 ding! Whoop whoop whoop!
Wow, congratulations.
Wepa!
Holy,
Paul,
oh
look at
shit.
Paul's face. Holy shit, bro! Don't cry on me.
Um,
Yeah,
I just did my own
LA.
thing.
Sometimes you don't want to be a parent. I get you, especially when you get nominated. You know what I mean? You don't want to. What kids? Get out of here, yo! I'm trying to party. Holy smokes! Holy shit,
um,
Paul!
I
Paul!
did
In
not
this
know
very
that.
moment, how do you
Thank you.
feel?
Um,
How do you
I don't know.
feel?
Thanks.
The Academy Awards. I want to thank my parents.
Yeah. Oh my God. No, I'm gonna have to find out what the hell that is after this pod. Jesus Christ. Thank
That's
you.
amazing.
Jesus. Wow. I genuinely, I didn't know that was a thing.
Hades has been left speechless, folks, on air. This is a wonderful thing to
Hmm.
see the pride that is exuding from this man right
Jeez.
now. His mind is blown. He needs to know more.
Yeah, he really does.
Nem, you better hit him with a DM like right now, so that way he's not DMing you after this show. What the hell are you talking about? Hit him right now, that way he knows. All right, so
So,
that's wonderful news. I'm proud. So go ahead. Go ahead.
that's
What's
amazing.
that?
That's amazing. No, I was
Right.
just
Oh,
gonna say. So the Ignatz Awards, I think people know the Ringo Awards, right? The Ringo Awards are usually given out at the Baltimore Comic Con every year.
Yes.
The Ignatz Awards are given away at the SPX, which is I think is also in Maryland, the Small Press Expo.
Small Press Expo.
Yeah, so that's awesome. That's great. Congratulations to
Yeah.
Sister Grimm and and Messiah. That's amazing.
Yeah, ASAP already. Oh,
award nominated publisher right here.
You know what? That's what it is. You know, because Nemesis is apparently the man of spoilers. Maybe he wasn't supposed to let you know yet, but he did. And that's what he does.
I love it.
I'm phoning you
God
after
he lives in California. Thank God he lives in California. Because now 80s would have been like, you MFer, wait a minute. This is great. Though. I better get a press release about this. You better get on that ASAP. This is wonderful news, and I'm happy that this is actually shared live on air here on this program now.
Very much.
Amazing.
Well, I'm so proud of my man right now. That is great. And LA, congrats. Wepa.
Yeah.
Woo! Party, baby.
Right.
All right, I'll smoke a blunt to that after the show. I'm gonna like that. All right, so where were we before that wonderful announcement? Okay, so let's get back into the game. Let's start closing out with gigs. So it's easy as people signing up on the website, right? All they gotta do is visit the website right here at globalindygroup.com, right?
Yeah.
And once they sign up, they have full access, or do they have to be vetted? Because you were talking about a vetting program. Is who gets vetted? Is it a random user? Is the artist, the writer? How does the vetting work?
So there's two options when you sign in. So there's the members, and then there's the the if you want to be showcased on there. So there's two. Thank you. So whichever one you sign up for, we would then I would automatically get notified anyway. And so if you're just doing the one where you just want to be a member, that's fine. It's instant access. You're straight in and away you go, and you get access to everything automatically from that point. Nothing is unlocked to you.
Beautiful.
So you'll see the categories. So you'll see publishers, podcasters, film and video, which is one I didn't mention earlier. So if you've written a film script, or you're aspiring film filmmaker or video maker, you'll find people like Warehouse 9 in there. You'll find Endless Mile Studios in there, so you can actually speak to, get advice from, maybe collaborate with indie filmmakers. And then if you want to do digital marketing or video marketing within that same section of film and video, there are people who would make, again, NEM is one of those, make trailers for your book or your film or any of that. So all of that's there for you. But you get access to all of that, all the artists. And the thing is, once you click on artists, you'll see that it's, you'll see their profile. So it'll be about them. It doesn't mention rates in there because that is, again, mentioned outside of the site. That's a done deal where you are, but it showcases some of their artwork and things like that. And, you'll be able, like I say, from the point that you've signed up to go, right, where do I begin? If I want to begin with crowdfunding, there's that. If I want to understand this industry better, or so on and so forth, there's training. Or even if you turn around and go, do you know what, my book is out, I'm happy with it, but I need a steady list of podcasters that are indie friendly. Because again, I know me and George have mentioned this
That's
before.
another mission. Yeah. I've heard this a lot, unfortunately. And shame on you podcasters that say that you support comics and don't talk to independent creators. Don't be bougie. Because what? You're gonna wait till they hit it big and all of a sudden, get out of here, yo. Be there and support them from the beginning. Bougie ass podcasters. That's out of here.
And that's it. And the whole list of the podcasts on there, are like I say, indie friendly, and you can literally turn around and say, right, I've got my crowdfunding done. Now I can literally set up for the next God knows how many weeks and talk to these people. And again, even though I am a publisher, so I am in the publishers list, but also I'm not selfish. There are other publishers within that list. So if it's and again,
but he purposely called his company ASAP, letter A, so you can get the top of the list. I know. I heard about that game back in the day. I heard.
I preempted that very well. No, it's looking right as well. But the thing is, as we expand, because again, this might be multi-genre. So, for example, we could get some publishers in there who deal with things that I wouldn't deal with, or some of the other publishers. So, if you've written a romance novel, you could go to someone like that. Or if you've written, something that's some people work in different genres, like, horror, sport. It's like sports fiction was a thing that I didn't even consider to be a thing until I started to meet some other people, and they were like, "Oh yeah, there's loads."
Yeah.
So, I mean, you don't look at me and think sport, do you? So let's be fair. So but
Well, I would think of you as a wrestler, nowadays. All right, like a WWE wrestler. What's that
Wrestler.
homie? Yeah, the Usos,
yeah, like the Usos and their adopted brother. Hello. But yeah, but again, so we'll expand from that, and it's the aim, the hope, the wish that it keeps growing, it keeps moving, and then before you know it, I want it, and I know me and George and Laurie have spoken about this. We want it to be the platform for indies,
awesome.
not one of the, that's the aim.
So it's gonna be made happen. Go ahead, Jorge.
No, I was gonna say. So when you sign up to the site, and like Hades said, Wyatt, when you sign up and you, for example, find yourself an artist, that transaction, then once you hit that link to contact that person, it moves you out of the site. So you're no longer in the site, which is why there are no fees or anything else. All of the transactions, any contracts that are signed, any conversations that are had outside of the site. So you're no longer in the site. Once you find your artist, that's like, okay, guys, go on, do your thing, and good luck with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And but is there like any reviews or anything that could be given to any collaborative partners, as well, just to make sure that everything's on the up and up, and if someone has a bad experience, there's an opportunity to say, hey guys,
Yeah, so we've added two things in there. So one of the things we've added is a star system, rating out of 5. And then on top of that, there is a written review. So you can do both. So you can literally just say, 5-star, love them, done. Or you could turn around and say, this wasn't the best experience. And of course, we'll
like
keep
Uber
an eye on
over
that
here. I love it. The Uber for comics, baby. Yeah.
But we'll be able to keep an eye on that as well. And it's one of those things where, if, let's just argument's sake, say an artist, if an artist isn't delivering, if he's under delivering, if something happened, rather than be complaint, we could literally look at the reviews and go, this isn't, this isn't working. It's kind of misrepresenting what we're talking about here. And we would just deactivate we would obviously reach out and say to them, look, this isn't working, and then we would just remove it from Git. And that's,
there we go.
That was no fuss.
There we go. Protect everybody. Wonderful. That's what indie should be about. All right. So lastly, this is the last question for both of you. Start with Jorge. You doing any conventions? Anything coming up where we could meet you? See some of them books, get some access. What's popping, bro?
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing those next year. This year I'm kind of like, I saw you at Wicked, just walking the floor.
He's just visiting the floor. So where are you visiting next?
It's weekend. So actually, next is gonna be this weekend. I'm gonna be at CradleCon in Long Island, New York. So CradleCon is happening the 20th and the 21st, and I'll be walking the floor. I'll have some gig stickers to give away. So if you see me walking the floor, just stop me. Say, hey, George, got one of them stickers? What's this?
Is there any code words? Can they say like Jorgito? That's a code word or no? Jorgito?
you can say Jorgito. You can say Jorgito. Not like I did to you. I just tap you on your shoulder, be like, "What's up?"
Yeah, but he did that. Like, yo, bro, come on, man. Come on, bro.
Yeah, I'll be there all weekend. So that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time. I want to do a lot more of that. So I'll be there this weekend. And
you need to come to Connecticut to Terrific Con. You need to come to Rhode Island to Rhode Island Comic Con.
Yes.
You need to go to the new Contropolis in Connecticut. There's a lot of things for you to do, bro, up here in the Northeast. Bro.
Yeah, I was in Terrific Con last year. So
make it happen again, bro. Give out them ASAP, them gigs, them books, everything, yo. All right, make it happen. What about you, Paul? Any ASAP appearances anywhere? Because I got an announcement about Portsmouth, and then I heard, Paul's gonna have a table there. I said, damn, my man, what rocking them cons out there? So what's going on? Is that the next one, or do you have something else planned ahead?
So no, I'm in London and Manchester. So I've got 2 in July. Is the big ones I'm hitting, and it's the London Film and Comic Con. So it's a nice big one as well. So I'm going to be there. And then I'm at Manchester. Later on in the year, I've already paid for, and I'm going to be at Thought Bubble, which is going to be great because Thought Bubble's a nice big one over here. Brilliant one. I'm waiting to hear back off a bunch of others. Obviously, Laurie's just done one in Canada for us the other week, and she herself is a book signing. This weekend she's a book signing, so you can see her with Sister Grimm, Points of Villainy and Virtue, and her book Babies with Rabies. And obviously, if you're in the chat, Laurie, I can't remember what the name of the shop is. Put it in quick.
Wait, what was this? Jorge with a trench coat full of Wonder doesn't get stickers. And don't, folks, I promise you he'll be dressed underneath the trench coat. I know he's a New Yorker. You already thought horrible things, but no.
Al, you can promise them all you want. I can't promise.
Damn, bro, please, bro. Don't blame me. All right, yo. He said, don't blame me. That's gonna go off-site over here, all right? So ASAP will be at HorrorCon in Calgary, Canada.
I've forgotten about that one.
LA. What? LA on the and also at Zero Issue Brewery in June. A brewery. Oh my God. That's listen. You don't want to have comic collectors that drink buying comics. I mean, they're gonna get fucked up, and you could try them 100, and they love it. Oh, you know what? That's perfect timing for the ASAP calendar. So, any plans?
Yeah. Just strategically placed.
Before you came on, he locked down September. I locked down April. We're gonna be posing. What month you got?
May will be my month.
May.
No,
it would be funny. You should think about this. Honestly, it would be really fucking funny. And she'll also be at Owl's Nest bookstore this weekend signing some Sister Grimm's and Points of Villainy, Points of Virtue Anthology. Oh, snap, baby.
Yeah. And I'll be doing another Nomad tour later on as well. So it's going to be good.
And look at this, another spoiler by Howard himself, David Howard. He hasn't told Paul yet the long game physicals he got from him have sold out. He needs more in the future.
You've got more on the way.
And Crystal agrees with the calendar idea. Come on, bro. We got to do it. We got to do it, bro. I swear to God, I'll shave and wear a Speedo.
Just you lay there like Will Ferrell in there, just holding a
Paul had to swallow his spit for a minute, like what? No, God, Al, no.
Wait, what?
They don't wear Speedos over there in Ireland. They get sunburned, they'll be looking like crabs.
Oh, geez, with our complexions, we don't even burn, we reflect.
The only time you see Hades in the States is in the winter in the Northeast, just to remain safe.
Correct. You know what? Genuinely true. I was in. This is actually true. When I was in Orlando a while back. Oh Jesus.
Jesus.
But I was in Orlando, 2017. I went to WrestleMania 33, and I burned so badly on my leg that I ended up having to see like someone to help me out because the burn was that bad. Wow. It wasn't just sunburn. It was like you go. I look like I've been in a fire, and it wasn't that. It was American sun meets Irish skin. And that's all it was.
American sun wins.
Yeah, oh Jesus. Yeah, I had to go to WrestleMania 33, the main show, in jeans because I had to put a wet bandage around my leg. Jeez. That's how bad I am.
Wow. Did Al freeze or did I freeze?
I think he did. I think Al froze.
I was like, wait a minute. I guess
I thought Al was just listening to me intently. That's what I thought.
Wow. Okay. I don't know what happened. Oh, he's gone. It's just us now. It's just
He'll be back.
Awesome. Paul, when are you coming to the States again? That's my question.
Hopefully next year is the hope. I do want to come and because the thing is, so many people have asked me, when are you doing a US Nomad tour? Like when's that occurring?
Yeah.
So I will be doing that, and everyone who has asked me, by the way, I will be coming to sleep on your sofas because I'm saving money where I can. So, case in point, don't ask because I'll turn up.
Don't ask because you'll come. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I've got all your delivery addresses, so I know where I'm going.
Yeah. No, that those Nomad tours are a classic.
I love them.
Just you hitting up different comic book shops and going in there and talking to people. That's great.
I enjoy that a lot. I think it's a lot of fun. And again,
do you find a lot of success doing them, Paul? Like,
yeah,
what's the rate?
Yeah, do you know what? It's been pretty good. Like I think the first couple were, obviously it was very new to people, but like recently, like especially the one when I went to Scotland was a huge success. So I was able to get straight on shelves during the tour because I'd actually got enough stock with me that one place just went, yeah, I'll take everything. And they took, and I was like, that's pretty much everything I've got other than the samples. And they were like, no, but we'll take it. And I was like,
wow,
okay,
yeah. And I guess for those watching, what is a Nomad tour?
So for those watching who don't know, so a Nomad tour is where I get cabin fever at home because I'm always working, and then even my skin probably needs sunlight at times. So what I do is I will pack up a bunch of samples, or I will kind of take a bunch of comics with me. I will decide on a city. I will jump on a train, and I will spend 2 to 3 days within that city. I'll map out all the comic shops are, all the independent bookshops, and I will go and visit every single one of them. And then I catalogue the journey. So I'll do pictures of the places I've been to, and then I'll make like a big video kind of saying this was my London tour. I've done Edinburgh, Glasgow, Manchester, Liverpool, London, Portsmouth, Southampton, Poole. I've done a few.
Jeez, that's amazing, dude.
Yeah, I'm going to do an Ireland one because obviously I want to go visit the family. That one's going to be nice and cheap for me because I can go and stop with my auntie.
There you go.
If she's watching, I'm coming. But yeah, and then do Dublin, and there's because obviously you can do Dublin city, but then also Ireland itself is there's a huge. I didn't realize how huge it was until I started looking into it. There's a huge kind of push on kind of comics in Ireland. And I didn't realize it was quite as big as it was. Yeah, I'd love to do it. Man. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You do them like on the train, right? Like you don't even have like a car that you drive down there. You literally get like on the train and you're like out there.
Well, I can just sit back and chill. It's great. So I can just like literally jump on a train. I'll put a film on my phone. My favorite one was when I was coming back from Scotland and I had unknowingly gotten on the first class garage, and then I was like, this is nice. And they came along to get my ticket, and then I thought, oh no, I have to leave this. It's lovely. And then I said, oh, how much is it to update? Thinking it's going to be like $1 million kind of thing. And she went, oh, it's this much. And I thought, well, what do I get for this much kind of thing? And then I found out that I actually got like a 2 or 3 course meal, and so on and so forth. Nem.
Hey, what's going on?
There you go. I was going to say, hey, man, what's going on?
I thought I'd pop on while you guys are waiting for Al. So, yeah, I'm not sure what happened. I think they got him. So,
man.
I thought I'd pop in.
I like the bombs you were dropping from the chat, man. That was
no problem,
yeah. I'm calling you after this. Bloody, I'll be straight on the phone. Like, what the bloody hell?
Op second hole got nominated as well, so I will tell you that. So
wow,
got the whole thing going on. So, but I have to put it in your ear that it's all because of the devilish behind the scenes working of one L.A. Cunningham. So.
Oh,
I will be ringing her straight after this pod as well. Then
that is
yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna have to go to SPX then, man, just to
Hey, there he is.
To accept the award.
That was fun. Thank you, Spectrum, for shitty internet. I'm shouting you out, Spectrum. Your internet sucks.
See, I tagged in real quick till you came back. So
thank you. That's why he watches sometimes. He has my back. Nemesis for a reason. I'm telling you, folks. I could be in a convention. You never know where he's at.
I'm like Superfly, man. I come out of from the top rope out of nowhere. Yeah. So I'm at the top of the steel cage, just jumping off.
Yeah, so. I appreciate the jump in. That's why. See, talking about community.
Mm-hmm. There it is.
There we go.
Before I pop out again, I do have to say that Hades was telling me about that sunburn that he got, man. I think that thing's going to turn into an upset case. That was like Walking Dead level bad. It was like, holy crap, his leg is going to fall off. So
yeah.
it's like some sort of plague or something.
You know what if his skin fell off and we have another version of Hades here in the States somewhere that picked up the skin?
I don't think we I don't think
Look
we
at
can
that.
handle that.
So we got to do that.
One version of Hades is enough, man. It's like
a meta story about a clone Hades walking around in California.
Hades in Florida.
Now that I tagged in, I will let you continue with your wonderful interview. Love you guys. I'm gonna bounce.
Love you, man.
So just wanted to jump in and make sure that fill in for a little bit. So you guys have a good one.
Thank you.
Love
Thank
you,
you.
Thank you, brother.
And with that, folks, before Spectrum, wants to misbehave again, apologies. That's what happens when you get new internet, folks. It just doesn't want to cooperate sometimes. But you already heard where they're going to be at. Thank you guys for hanging out. We've been showing the links throughout the program. And if you don't know, I'm sure it won't last time. It's also below. Check out globalindiegroup.com. Gig, baby. You can sign up. There's tons of information. Show the love. All right. And of course, check out the amazing publisher that is ASAP Imagination at asapimagination.com, along with the Anyone World website for more adultish material, if you will. All right. So follow it everywhere. Link Tree ASAP Imagination, and you get the whole shebang. And of course, you can follow one of their amazing co-creators and an amazing independent creator himself, right there. Since the early 2000s, he's the vet in the game, baby. Right there, Jorge. You follow him at Get Your Meds on Twitter, and _your_meds with a Z, folks. All right. You know how we do it in New York, all right? There's no such thing as an S at the end. There's always Z's. Right? On Instagram and Twitter, right? Show the love to amazing independent creators that are building a wonderful channel of community collaboration. You know what I mean? And hopefully allowing you guys to build something for a greater future. You know what I mean? So join us, $6.99. That's nothing monthly. I mean, you'll spend a lot more than that in just a couple of cups of coffee within 3 days of the week, I'm sure.
Yeah, big time.
All right.
Yeah,
So sacrifice 3 cups of coffee for the greater good. All right. Thank you once again, mi gente.
Thank you, man.
Follow
everything Comic Crusaders, comiccrusaders.com. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notifications so you can get notified when we speak to amazing creators like Mr. Hades himself and Mr. Medina. Hasta la próxima, mi gente. Much love. Wepa! Thank you for listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. If you like the content, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, please visit comiccrusaders.com and our extended podcast family over at undercovercapes.com. And also, make sure to download the Comic Crusaders app on the Google Play Store today.